Hi, friends. What's up, everybody? Hey, the Cowboys signed a Pro Bowler. How about that? Plus, they're at the Star yesterday. CeeDee's back at practice. What Jerry and Dak are saying. Is Dak next? All sorts of things. Yeah.
What would you do if you signed your name and got $38 million? What would you buy first?
Well, that's Whiteboard Wednesday.
Oh,
and it's coming up in the show. DLLS Cowboys is now. DLLS Cowboys, Episode 3. What if I did a broadcast voice? Episode 3, everybody. Get on in here. This is what I would buy if I had $38 million.
Yo, that's...
It ain't Whiteboard Wednesday
That's insane.
Whiteboard Wednesday.
What kind of meat?
Well, I just normally go to Kroger.
Oh,
and I would go to like Whole Foods.
Gotcha.
And
I
get
thought you meant
like a $50 ribeye instead of a $9.
I don't judge anybody. I just had to make sure we understood what meat you were looking to partake in.
Yeah. So in the chat today throughout the show, if you
Monday.
had $38 million check that you just got, what are you buying? Let us know. We'd appreciate it. I'm Jeff Kavanaugh. I'm just a person. But next to me is former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley. Look at this sweet man.
A man that sleeps on the floor can never fall out of bed.
Deep thoughts.
So we're going to get like a proverb from you to start the show every day. Huh?
Just saying. Think about it.
To his right, 27 years on the beat, the curse of the Cowboys. A sweet man off the mic, real jerk on the mic. Clarence Hill. Hi, Clarence. What's up, Chill?
In honor of Dalvin Cook,
Get closer to the mic.
quote I told you before the show.
Get closer to the mic.
In honor of Dalvin Cook, I gotta get close. That's a problem I have.
We working with him, y'all.
We're working.
In honor of Dalvin Cook,
Yeah.
and the quote I told you before the show. We used to say in Schulenburg, Texas, "Used to be's don't make no honey."
Oh, there you go.
Are you taking shots at Dalvin Cook?
I'm just saying.
I think that he's going to go for 1,200 yards.
Honey, okay, might go over your head if you're used to be.
I want to be a current. I want to be a current B.
You want to make some honey.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Give Deuce Vaughn the ball. Hell yeah. So Clarence is right. It's not his understudy. It's their colleagues.
Kwame!
Okay? Don't let the 27 years to one fool you. Joe Hoyt is a beast. Joe, do you have a proverb or?
Yeah, I heard a wise thing the other day. If you sleep on the ground, you can't fall out of bed.
It's the floor.
I don't want to.
One of those.
I
The
don't.
floor.
The floor is the ground, the ceiling is the roof, and we're here.
Najee
The
Rumble.
ceiling is the roof. Michael Jordan.
Y'all have a good show.
Yeah.
DLLS.
I got you.
live.
I got
Hey,
you.
well, monkey don't stop no show.
Let's go.
Two of you guys were out there at the Star.
Three of us.
Were you out there at the Star?
Man.
No,
He
no.
got chicken sandwich. We didn't get no chicken
I was on
sandwich.
the big stage.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Lights
you
were-
were broadcasting.
Oh, Lights
out
was
there.
in front of me. Don't
no.
Kwame me. We got one Kwame on this show.
I kind of resent that.
Don't Kwame me.
He's a
No.
young king. He's a young king.
I'm just saying.
Young king.
Kwame had
All right.
potential. Don't Kwame me
young
just
king,
yet.
Young king.
That's my
young
bad.
king.
That's
young
my bad.
King. Young king.
So we got CD back. Life's good. He was out there running around and stuff. He's going to be ready. He's awesome. Dak's getting a deal done. Jerry's going to pay Dak all the money. Like, what did we learn? I think our biggest story of the Cowboy Day is what we learned. What did Jerry say? What did CD say? What's Dak up to? What's the things? What's happening? Clarence, who are you talking
Go
to?
ahead. No, I'm getting CD contract numbers. I'm trying to see
You son of a
contract
bitch.
numbers come out.
I
The
swear.
exact numbers.
Well, yeah, 38 million signing bonus, 100
Yeah.
million guaranteed. But the thing we learned yesterday from CD, in my opinion, the dude had serious FOMO this entire time. Yes, he was working physically a lot. Yes, he was out there in South Florida. He looked big yesterday. I don't know if you noticed that.
He's gained weight. He
Yeah.
said he gained 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Good. Let's be respectful. When we say weight, good weight. Because sometimes
Body armor.
no. Because we've had guys that come in and you say 15 pounds. 15 pounds of good muscle. It looked good on him,
Yeah,
not
no, it
fat.
looked-
He wasn't away and got fat.
Yeah.
So fans, don't think because 15 pounds of really good meat good weight.
You're not gaining.
Good
You're
meat,
not,
good meat
you're not
weight.
gaining 15 pounds of muscle in an off season. He's
Crazy.
lying.
That's a crazy.
Pause.
Best shape of his life.
Pause.
Okay, do we have to translate that like we do with Jerry? Because people always throw out a number of like he gained this many pounds, and if you talk to somebody who's really in the fitness world, they'd be like, "That's not possible." Like he might have gained 6 or 7.
No, I mean, he looks
otherwise
like
he's getting fatter, and that's some hater stuff. I love CeeDee. CeeDee's a monster. I love CeeDee, but 15 pounds of muscle is crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
I mean, but he looked. Like,
I mean, unless you're a stick.
Well, let's put it this way. It may not be 15 pounds of muscle,
But he looks good.
It's 15 pounds.
Okay.
The majority of his muscle.
No, he looks good. He looked really good.
yeah,
He looked really
he called
good.
it body armor.
And
so.
the thing about it is, if you watch, he's always been a skinny guy, but he's always been hard to tackle. Wiry, you saw him last year trying to run over guys. He's a tough guy. Now you add that muscle to him so you can make more of those contested catches over the middle, those type
I'm
of
with
things.
you.
Those things
There
like
he is.
that.
There we go. There we go.
I'm hyper. I keep moving.
I know.
It's hard.
And it's harder
I
with
need a
this one.
wireless
You got to
mic.
take it with you.
You know,
you
I
got to
gotta
take it with you.
Just pick
me.
it up.
But no, and just to piggyback it on all of that, sort of CeeDee was great yesterday, and I'll let Joe talk more about.
You'll let someone talk about something? Whoa. We
his
rolling today, baby.
I'll let Joe
Let's
talk
go, baby.
more about what he said because he had some great stuff about his parents and how the deal went down. But the deal is, it's a 4-year, $136 million extension. But for you fans and for everybody else, it's really a 5-year deal because you don't get rid of the final year.
Right.
Okay. So people don't understand. It's really a 5-year deal. 5 years, 153.9. The base in 2024 will be 1.15 million. Certainly, his base in 25 is 26.8 million. Base in 26 is 25 million. Base in 27 is 28 million. Base in 28 is 30.9 million. So those are some of the things that you see from that contract, of course.
And you spread the signing bonus over all 5 of them.
Yeah, $38 million signing bonus. You got all of that. So, that's kind of how the contract is breaking down, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things we heard from CeeDee yesterday was him kind of talking about something we don't really hear from athletes. And obviously he got paid a lot of money, so no one's going to feel bad for him. But this wasn't easy for him this offseason. He was away from the team. This was his first time dealing with it. He said he got serious FOMO. He was texting guys nonstop. Jalen Tolbert said he would always text him in the morning saying, like, hey, dude, just go kill it today. Also, how are things going? It was like he wanted to be there without being there. He said he would drive by the Stars sometimes and be so tempted to cave and just walk in and be like, all right, time to just settle a deal. And he'd be like, nah, I'm going to go get some food down the street instead. But he was asked. Yeah, he said it was tough for him this offseason. Obviously, he had a big smile on his face and everything's good now. His family's changed. His life has changed. He said he gets to retire his parents now, something that he always wanted to dream of. And this was a big moment. And I thought one of the funniest things yesterday, Clarence, was how he found out the deal.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, so I asked him about, where he was and how he found out the deal. And I know his agent, Torrey Danny. He's an Omega Psi Phi member. But I asked CeeDee. He's in Miami. He's been in Miami the whole time. He's been working out in Miami. He was at Miami on Monday, when the deal came down. And his agent, I reported on Monday that it was getting close. We saw that kind of stuff. But his agent called him Monday morning on FaceTime and said, it's going south. It's going south.
Uh-oh.
And CeeDee like, what? Because he's excited. Things are going south.
It's time.
And he said, man, they only want to pay you 36 million a year.
34.
I mean,
34,
they only want to pay. Excuse me, I'm 136. They only want to pay you 34 million a year. He's like, what? Where did I sign? Let's go. So he was ready, but the agent kind of trolled him a little bit, And it's fun. I'm glad they were able to do that, but he was happy with his agent and how they finally got things done. But one thing he also said that he was getting antsy. You remember we were talking yesterday about just paying what they want because you're not going to cave. CeeDee admitted that he was getting antsy. He was getting ready to tell his agent, just get the deal done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Jerry waits people out.
Yeah, guess what? Almost, Jerry.
Almost. On my point, he admitted, I got antsy last week. I'm like, man, just get the deal done. I want to be with my teammate.
They always say
He said, I'm going to tell you guys this because, it's done now. But the last week I was antsy. I was like, just get I want to be back with my teammates. Just get it done.
They always say like trainers and sometimes your agents got to save players from themselves.
Yes.
Right? Because as players, all we know at times is football.
Right.
And when that's taken away from you in a place where you're really good at it, that'll get to you. Talk about the FOMO and missing it. Talked about his numbers on the iPad. He was wild. He like, man, I was probably one of the guys who watched the most film. Go check my numbers.
McCarthy said that too.
Yeah, he was always on top of with everything that was going on. I think people sometimes fail to realize just how much time players spend in that community of other players, right? You get there at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. You don't leave until 6, 7 o'clock at night. You spend more time at the facility with your teammates than you do with your actual family. You know what I'm saying? So when that's taken away from you, that extension taken away from you, you miss it.
Right, and that was my point yesterday. You know, Jerry should just sign because I'm just saying that there's a process, and they know this is hard for players. You know, like Jerry knows this is sensitive for them. This is business for him, and so he can wait you out. He can, just like rich people take you to court because they can motion and
drain your money,
so to speak. That's what they do, and they understand that. And most time players can't do that. And they can't take that because football is the ultimate team sport. You want to be out there with your teammates. Unlike basketball, you can play basketball by yourself. You can't really play football by yourself.
No.
Can I read one more quote from CeeDee yesterday? And I thought it was pretty. I'm so sorry.
I dare you.
He was talking about just kind of how tough this contract negotiation was. He said, quote, "It was very eye-opening. I understand how it is now. Granted, it's my first time going through it for my first veteran contract. I'm prepared for the next one."
Oh, yes. But that's the same thing Zeke said in camp when he talked about that. He gave us a little when he went through it because he said it's tough because the first 4 years of your career, they love you. You're great.
Your family.
Your family.
Your family.
53
now,
of you.
when you try to get paid, you're on the other side of the table, and so it is very eye-opening.
Yeah, and it made me think about Dak Prescott, too, who obviously has now gone through multiple contracts. He got a franchise tag, can't happen anymore. Now he's a veteran in this contract negotiation game, and obviously we're kind of seeing where that's at now.
Oh, I think that's why for the first time, and I see somebody in the chat talk about it's going to be a painfully long season talking about Dak extension all the time. And I'll tell you a secret. No, we won't. But we will the day after CeeDee talks about Dak's contract and Jerry talks about Dak's contract. Yes, the day after that we will talk about Dak a little bit. And I do think that's why Dak, like CeeDee when he put up the, what was the Spider-Man when he starts wearing black? What's he called?
Venom.
Yeah, when he goes into his villain arc is what CeeDee called
vengeance.
it. Like, I think the Dak stuff is on purpose throughout the year when people ask him about stuff. And he's like, oh, a lot of great quarterbacks ended up at a different place. And, it's like he's no longer giving all of the perfect leader answers. Like now there's hinting towards, because he gets it. Mm-hmm. Jerry and Steven are going to play the game. There will be things written in the paper about here's why we can't that'll try to get people to turn against the player. And so the players are like, sure, I'll poke you too. And then at the end, you'll get a picture. Okay. And at the end, you'll get a picture when Dak gets his contract. We'll get a picture like I saw with CeeDee yesterday hugging Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like the Jones family and the player love each other. Although I don't see Steven hugging players.
He does. Steven's very touchy-feely. He's a hugger too.
What do we got going on here today? What is going on?
We poking? We touching?
What?
Anyway, he was talking about meat earlier. Anyway,
I was talking about meat.
But getting
right.
back to the Dak thing, I think you're right. Dak is seasoned. One thing he told CeeDee, and CeeDee said, we asked CeeDee what advice did Dak give you. He said, stay strong. Stay strong. No, seriously.
Let your agent do it.
Literally,
and don't come in here.
He said, stay strong. And so, and that's where Dak is. Dak is not only, he went through two franchise tags.
Yeah.
Betting on himself. Mm-hmm. Staying strong. Mm-hmm. He did go through the contract negotiation. Now he's back there. Again, Dak wants to be here, but he's going to stay strong. He understands the business of the game. You said he talked about, the realization of that you may have to play for another team. He wants to be here. Dak grew up a Cowboys fan. He wants to continue his career with the Cowboys, but it has to be at the right price.
Who was one of the happiest people about CeeDee Lamb's contract getting done yesterday? His dentist. You know why?
Why?
You can't find a picture where CeeDee wasn't chin to chin.
Oh my God.
He was grinning.
He was smiling.
He was chinning and grinning.
No.
And every bit of dental work that he got done, top and bottom. His dentist is like, hey, you guys, if you see CeeDee Lamb, come to my office.
I went to practice, and he was out on the field. He was smiling.
He was smiling.
Whole time.
He did a 4-man TikTok dance right after it was signed. I saw it on the internet.
He was smiling the whole day. He's happy.
It wasn't just like, it was like, it was full.
Wait, what was it like?
All right, let's go.
And he should be happy.
What hell? Heck yeah.
And as we talk about Dak, CeeDee also made a point to say, get Dak done. My numbers have been great with Dak. Dak wants to be here. Jerry wants to be here. I believe it's going to get done.
I don't want to play with Cooper or Trey.
Get it done. The issue, though, is win. Because most people think,
have you changed your mind at all?
Now you got CeeDee out of the way. Might as well go. Now we can go get Dak done before the start of the season.
You think there's a chance?
People think it's going to be a double play, and it's not.
You don't think it's going to happen?
No.
Are you
double
prepared
play
to guarantee
before the start of the season?
Are you prepared to guarantee it doesn't happen?
Before the start of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah, we'll say what Jerry told you. Yes.
You toe? You put a pinky toe on it?
Yeah. It's not happening before the start of the season.
Okay.
Pinky Jerry told him.
That doesn't mean it's not going to happen before next season, but it's not happening before the start of the season. I mean, according to Jerry Jones, it's not happening before the start of the season, so that's where we are.
All right, Clarence is risking a pinky toe on this. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard this. Dalvin Cook is a Cowboy now, and it kind of ruined the next segment for me, so I'm mad at him. We'll talk about it next, but before we do, let's talk about our friends at Sleeper. If you're out there, the Sleeper app, you may know it, or I did know it, for hosting the best fantasy football leagues in the game. Now they allow you to put your knowledge to the test in every game by picking whether your favorite or least favorite players will have more or less than their projected stats every week. So you could go into the Cowboy game and say, I think Dak is going to have more than the passing yards that are predicted, or Zeke is going to have more touchdowns than what's predicted. With Sleeper, the more picks that you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. So if you think you got what it takes, download the Sleeper app. Use the code. Ours is DLLS Boys. DLLS Boys. And what? You don't like what I said? Boys? Use that code, and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Code DLLS Boys.
Yeah, and I want to talk about something that I've been using for a long time, and that is Game Time. That's where I get my tickets. That is my ticket marketplace. And because, frankly, it's so easy, you get panoramic views of your seats on the app when you're like, hey, do I want that seat? Well, let me go check it out. Is it going to be behind a pole? No, it isn't. I'll take that one. They've got all-in pricing. You can go to concerts. You can go to Cowboys games, obviously. You can get tickets for pretty much anything. It's the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DLLS. That's DLLS for 20% off your $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today.
I wish I had used the Game Time app.
You go to a concert
to get my King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard tickets. I could have gone with.
Is that a real thing?
Bill Belichick.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
What's one of their songs?
I've used Game Time apps for a couple of some games, so I like it. I like it better than.
Don't name competitors.
We don't say
other sponsor stuff.
We don't say other names.
No, Cowboys. I like it better because you get them. I mean, right before the game. I mean, the tickets they're cheaper. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we just can't say the other names.
I'm just saying others.
Yeah.
Others used to be.
Cowboys signed Dalvin Cook. So, you tell me what defense is going to stop 150 Pro Bowls in this Cowboys backfield. So I saw the headline this morning after yesterday. People were like, hey, Dalvin Cook, what do you think? And I'm like, I can't really honestly see them signing him because it seems pretty redundant with what Zeke does, and I don't know how that makes sense. So they did it. They signed Dalvin Cook. But then I did see some tweets from people who are smarter than me and plugged in that say this could be a practice squad. Dilly. Is a practice squad.
Yeah, but I tweeted that last night. I just need you to follow us first before you see these guys in the morning. I just want.
If he can't,
I don't check Twitter at night.
If he can't say other ticket places, you can't say other people. Oh.
Yeah, I just need you.
I was actually thinking of Joe. That's what I saw this morning.
I didn't say Joe.
Yeah, I was saying Joe. Yeah, I was saying Joe.
Okay, don't be generic about it.
I saw Joe Hoyt.
Say it with your chest.
Joe if I say it with my chest, I'm too high for that.
But yeah, after practice, I got it from the Cowboys that they were looking at him more for practice.
You want to tell us your source?
No, I can't do that.
I'm just checking. I'm just trying to see
why he was talking to him Joseph. I was over there working the corners, man. I got to work the corners.
Was it one of the grandkids?
Yeah, but
Shot was out there.
It was near the grandkids. But anyway, so it's a practice squad thing, and that's okay. That's okay. It's a practice squad thing. Let him ramp up. Let's see they can see what he has. Whether he should have done it a month ago, as we talked about yesterday.
Get him, Joe.
Tell him
Get him-
something, Joe.
Tell him something, Joe.
They didn't need to do this a month ago. They find that
They could have.
16 practice squad spots.
I tell you what, I enjoy watching you guys debate the merits of signing people a month ago or not all the time, and I actually think I'll never do this again. I think I agree with Clarence.
We're out.
Because
We're out, Joe.
Yeah, you want to go?
Nah, we're out, Joe.
because
27 years.
I mean, honestly, with
One.
Dalvin Cook,
Kwame.
Jeff, don't say it. Cowboy fans don't want to hear it. I don't think he can
Jeff,
play.
say it.
But I understand going to camp and saying we have all of these guys. We have young players that we want to see what they have. We want them to practice, and we want to know, do we need that help? And then once we realize at the end, okay, maybe we do, then we start making phone calls. The reason that I really don't love this is because yesterday I got really excited that Deuce Vaughn made the football team. And on the practice squad, you can be called up during the week, and I just don't want to see a backfield of used-to-be's getting the ball.
Used-to-be's don't do what?
Don't do make honey.
There you go.
Used-to-be's
fall
don't
to
make honey.
There you
And so,
go.
like, I don't want. And if it turns out that I'm an idiot and they're both still really good, and it was just New England sucks, and they were banged up, and the Jets suck, whatever. But like, I watched the guy that Zeke shared a backfield with get half a yard more per carry. I watched the guy that Dalvin Cook shared a backfield with get 1.4 yards more per carry in the same scenario. And so, like, I fear the used to be. And you're right, it's practice squad. And if he doesn't look good, he'll never play. And if Deuce Vaughn gets a bunch of carries in week 1 and looks great, they're probably not going to be like, hey, Dalvin Cook's going to take your snaps. But I fear the used to be at running back.
Okay, but just like Martavis Bryant. Remember they brought him in last year? And I really like that size profile.
And yeah.
Size profile,
Yeah.
they need a big, fast guy. Remember how he used to
And when they
be?
signed, I was like, he'll probably never play. But why not look? That's fine.
He never played.
Yeah.
And then he went to Washington, had caught a touchdown for big head. Oh, Martavis Bryant caught his first touchdown since 19-2. He got cut yesterday.
19 win?
19-2.
Oh, okay.
That's what old folks did, 18-2.
Okay.
You don't know about 19-2. Okay. 19,
For who, for what?
1984. That's old to you, right?
I was born in 84.
Exactly.
So was I.
I was in college. Yeah, ooh.
No comment.
I graduated high school in 83, so that's ooh.
Joe's parents got at it like 9 or 10 years after that.
Exactly.
For
So,
him. I mean,
my
he was
point
born
is
10 years ago.
they kicked the tires on Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
They saw he couldn't play, and they moved on. It's that you're not taking a spot from somebody. You're not taking reps from somebody in camp. It's nothing wrong with seeing what he has. And, yes, they can sign him week 1 if necessary. But if they don't sign him week 1, let's see what Deuce, Zeke can do.
Can I
and
ask the
Rico
people-
can do for a couple of games. And if not, we may throw this against the wall.
Can I ask the people a question in the chat that are watching live?
Yeah.
Who do you hope has the most carries for the Cowboys this year? Who do you hope has the most carries
That's
for
a
the Cowboys?
tough question because you can't. I know you love Deuce, but you can't say you want.
No, mine's
Deuce
Rico.
down.
It's Rico. I would say
I mean,
Rico.
you
Mine's
can't
Rico.
say
Mine's
you want
Rico.
Deuce down the most carries.
No. I want Deuce to get a shot. I want Deuce to get the ball 4 to 6 times a game and see
what
is
else
this working.
does he do? And see,
They wanted to play with him in the slot a little bit.
but
and-
they didn't. But he got.
I
hurt.
agree
He
with
couldn't.
Calvin. I agree with
Clarence.
Oh,
Clarence.
no.
God, dog. Clarence. But
Oh.
y'all gonna stop this.
Jesse, and he stopped his point. He was just like, oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
messed
like,
up. I
I'll
got to
take
stop.
it.
Y'all,
Yeah.
you agree? Just say you agree with Clarence.
All
Just
due
say that.
respect.
Say that. Okay,
All due respect.
Never say I agree with Clarence.
No,
Say
I'm
it.
not saying that.
Say it.
I don't agree
He
with
couldn't
Say it
even
with
do
your
it.
chest.
I don't agree with
You
Clarence.
just said I agree with
I
Clarence.
agree. I actually agree with Calvin, not Clarence. Now,
Calvin
I don't
ain't
even
on
know
this
what
show.
Calvin said.
Calvin ain't on this show.
I agree with Calvin.
What's Calvin?
Watkins.
What'd he say?
I don't know.
He said something.
But I agree.
Whatever.
I agree.
Now make your point. You
I
agree with Clarence.
I agree with Clarence. I can't even say it.
Can you say it with your
It's
chest?
so hard.
Can you say it with your
It's so
chest?
hard
Can I
for
get your
me
chest?
to admit that I agree with you.
Say it with chest.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
I agree with Clarence.
Oh.
Thank you.
Rico,
for you.
Deuce, Dowdle, Deuce,
Thank
Cook,
you. Make your
Rico,
point
Rico,
about
Rico.
how do you find carries? I mean, seriously, what the 4-6 carries a game? What else does he do? And Mike McCarthy, I know as fans and media, you don't really value the 46-man roster and how tight those spots are
Yeah.
on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah.
You have to do other things to justify being on the game day roster. And what out of those I want him 4 to 6. What is he going to do with 4 to 6? And if he's on the field, can he protect Dak in the passing game?
Probably not, but it's one of the things that drives me nuts is caring all that much about it, because I think Dak is really good against the blitz. Dak is really good at escaping pressure. If Deuce is on the field and it's like, oh my God, he can't protect him, I don't care. Go in a route. If they blitz, throw it to him. I don't care.
Come on.
I don't care.
But if
I want to run Joe Burrow LSU offense at all times.
5'5", so if a guy's in his face, he has to, it makes everything
it's a little
more
catching.
difficult
Yeah.
to say just run a route.
Yeah.
We're also talking about the problem that was last year with Deuce, too. They just couldn't get him on the field last year,
Right.
and then inherently he didn't play very much. So if you're going to have him on the 53, put him on the 46, and then make some packages for him. But he's going to have to. It's going to be up to.
If he's your primary returner, that's a whole different conversation.
You could have him and
not.
Turpin return kicks.
Right.
You
But
could have him and Turpin back there as the kick returners.
on the punt return, he needs to be, because he's not tackling on special teams.
No.
And that's the other problem with the current running back situation is what running back is a third running back generally has to play special teams.
Yeah, and they don't. I mean, Lipke.
Rico was taking kickoff return stuff yesterday.
Yeah, but more than that. I mean,
Yeah.
when you had the short choice, they would go down. He's
Right.
tackling on punt
Right.
returns and doing different things like that. That third running back has to do more than just 1 or 2 kick returns. He's not the primary kick returner.
Now, their running back room is weird.
Yeah.
Because you have, like, if Dalvin gets called up, he ain't playing special teams. Zeke ain't playing special teams.
Right, Zeke's
Rico
not
might
playing.
do a little bit.
Right, and Zeke's not playing special teams. Cook ain't playing special teams. They've never done that, and you're not going to ask him to do that.
Trey Lance at running back.
I want to amend one thing because I still agree that you could have found this out a month ago.
Oh, okay.
But
get
I
it
do
in,
want to
Joe.
say the one.
Stubborn.
I
Get
do
it
want
in,
to say
Joe.
the one perk though. The one perk of having Dalvin Cook now is you do have an insurance policy hypothetically if Ezekiel Elliott gets hurt or something, right? Because
Or if he can't play.
or if he can't play,
Well, and
or
that-
if Deuce can't play, because
Yeah, or if Deuce,
Well,
if Deuce is getting 2
or
yards
if Rico
carry
Dowdle
again.
gets hurt because he hasn't been healthy.
And that's the point. You put him on the practice squad. I doubt if he's ready to go week 1, after not having training camp, after where he was. But you see what you got in the backfield. And then if you need to change somebody out, you have enough time to evaluate him, evaluate them, and you can make that change. Certainly everybody assumes, and at least the Cowboys assume, I know you don't assume, that Zeke's going to be fine. And that Zeke's going to be a big part of this running attack. But what if Zeke's not the first 2 weeks of the season? Well,
Zeke
you have
2.0.
You have Zeke 2.0.
Yeah.
yeah, 29-year-old, same type of running back.
Yeah, I just had to adjust expectations. I didn't like that they brought Zeke back when it's like, wait, that's a guy that you cut because he was making too much money. I believe you're still paying him this year dead money from cutting him, and he wasn't productive in New England. You're going to bring him back because you like him and trust. But no, if his role is more of, we want you to pass protect, catch some passes, run it some, and we think you're better than what we got on the goal line, whatever. It's $2-3 million, whatever. It's just I hear the name Zeke and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to put him in there. It's going to be like Zeke is the running back. I'm like, please don't.
That's because of the name. We get caught up in the name.
Right.
I mean, the Cowboys have been very open about this will be a committee. Zeke's not, and Zeke has been open about I'm not carrying the ball like I did. This is a long season. He accepted a lesser role last year in New England. He's ready to accept a lesser role and not have to carry the ball 20 or have 20 touches a game. Yeah. He understands that he will be your goal line back, and nobody gets to the end zone like Zeke Elliott, at least when you're close to the goal line. That's something they missed.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Show, please could you smash the like button, smash the thumbs up, smash it. And then, jump in the comments, interact with us. We have a great time with you guys. The next segment is going to be an all skate too. What we are looking for from you, and we have ours. The Cowboy who you don't think of as a star today, that's going to have a big breakout this year. That's what we want from you in the chat. Before we get to that, I am uniquely qualified to talk to you about my friends at ZBiotics. Why are you laughing?
Continue.
The code you need is DLLS Cowboys for this one.
Cowboys.
And ZBiotics, so what it is, it's a pre-alcohol. So if you're going to go out, with some friends.
Yep.
And you're going to have a couple of drinks.
You're more than qualified.
You're going to have a couple of drinks. You want to be able to bounce back the next day and have a better chance to dodge the hangxiety. That's what you're looking for. Pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night.
Okay.
Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. That's what you got to do. That's our homies at Z-Biotics. They got you covered. Vacations, weddings, birthdays, and reunions. There's so much going on. Get the most out of your summer plans by stocking up on pre-alcohol now. Go to zbiotics.com/DLLS Cowboys to get 15% off your first order when you use that code at checkout. It's backed with 100% money-back guarantees. If you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund the money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/DLLS Cowboys. Use that code, 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode and our good times. Now, I want to talk to our diehards. I was in the Discord today. I see Joe's been all up in the Discord.
I'm discording.
We be discording. And that's part of the package you get if you become a diehard of DLLS. You get a free t-shirt, you get discounts on merch, you get discounts on events.
Come on.
You get access to the Discord
Yeah.
where us, the Maverick guys, there's so many different channels. I was talking to somebody about Final Fantasy VII today. We did
What's that?
It's a video game.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was either PlayStation 1 or 2.
It's a video game.
We got different channels for everything, but the guys and gals up here at DLLS are in there, and the diehards, you get access to that Discord server. We're having a great time. So we want you to go to alldlls.com and sign up to be a diehard. Do it, or else.
You gotta stop threatening people at the end.
Now, a good threat goes a long way.
What?
I think a good threat goes a long way. I think
Okay.
a good threat goes a long way.
Pressure makes diamonds.
I think there's two things in society that we don't use enough:
Threats.
threats and shame.
Oh, we got to bring back shame. We
No.
got to
Shame
bring
bell?
back shame.
You can
Nah,
really
I agree.
get people to act right if you shame them.
I was going to say
properly.
something else, but then that probably takes because we do
No,
need
I,
to.
I think the shame is.
We gotta bring
something
shaming
that
back.
Maybe
We need
needs to
shame.
be revisited.
We got to bring that back.
Yeah, because all that is your body telling you effed up and you need to act different.
We got to bring.
So we
shame
need to shame people. That's what we need to do.
Sometimes, not threat though.
The Dallas Cowboy that's not considered a star today that could have a breakout this year. Everybody's got to pick one. Who wants to start? I made a list because I didn't want to repeat anybody, so I had to make sure I had at least 4 ready.
Oh.
Oh my God.
gotta
I'm sorry.
introduce.
Aisha Morrison, our analyst, film expert, military veteran, badass. She's here. We have 5 people.
You gotta.
And so things, two eyes.
Two
You
eyes.
have
Two
to.
eyes.
You
Every-
gotta stop
One, two,
calling me a
forward.
badass because I'm like.
You don't want to be a badass.
Retired.
Retired badass.
Former
Former badass.
Everybody welcome former badass Aisha Morrison to the set.
Yeah.
And because you just got here, you have to start.
Why would you do that?
Because now you get
'Cause you had the most time to think.
Now you get, and yeah, you had time to think.
Y'all wrong. Okay. Say the question again.
Okay, Cowboys player that is not thought of as a star now
Yeah.
that's going to have a breakout season. And we want yours in the chat as well. There's a Wanye Thomas is already thrown in there. Tolbert. We got a lot of people being thrown out there.
That's not a star now.
It's not a star now.
I would
Clarence
say-
is doing charades.
He's doing
Is that a
13.
31 or a
He's doing
13?
31 or 13.
He's doing, of course.
Is that a
the guy that went to
31 or a
Texas? Of course,
13?
he's looking out for the people who.
I'm
you know.
gonna say Marshawn Nealon.
Okay.
I
Rook.
think you've been looking for an edge opposite of Tank that people wouldn't just run at, and I think he's gonna make running backs and people have to make some serious decisions over there containing that edge and stuff. But also too, you're just seeing him. I know it's just drills and stuff, but you just see the pop he has
Yep.
and how violent the hands are. I think he's gonna be a problem, especially as he develops a more pass rush toolbox.
He was a fun guy to watch at camp because it's just one of those where, especially at playing the edge or defensive end, whatever you want to call it, when you watch those guys work, whether it's the 1-on-1s, the 2-on-2s, when you get into team, so many guys now that come into the league are pass rushers.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, when we get 1-on-1, watch me go.
And that's it.
And with Marshawn Nealon, it's more, oh, that's an adult male.
Right.
That's a grown ass man on day one.
Yeah.
Like he's a little bit less. Watch out! I'm gonna go here and duck underneath you. I'm gonna run right through your chest. And that's fun.
And
It's like a
there's
mini
nothing
tank.
wrong, yeah.
It's like a new tank.
Mini tank. I like that.
Yeah, and Greg Ellis really loves him.
He's bigger than Tank, so he's probably yeah.
Is it Kwame tank? Maybe.
Kwame tank.
And I
Tank.
think we'll get to see him do some things inside as well when they do some of their pass rush packages, their NASCAR packages. His speed and size is
Are we
going to
going
give
there?
some
We're
of
going
those
NASCAR? We're going to steal that right from the Giants.
tater tots.
Everybody calls it that.
Do that?
Everybody
Doesn't
calls
everyone
it the
call it that?
NASCAR package.
First time
Well, what
I've
do you
ever
want
heard
to
it.
call it?
I don't know. Let's give it a new name. Let's give it our own name.
Let's give it a new
pick
name
our own
or
name.
something. But
How about the
yeah,
Lightning McQueen? You know, we're
Let's
gonna
do that.
Yeah.
that's my human, Marshawn Nealon, my nugget.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Joe, Jesse.
I can go.
Go ahead, Joe. Tell them something, Joe.
So we're talking about breakouts, right?
Yep.
And usually that kind of you think of someone young.
Yep.
I'm not going to go someone young actually, because
Oh.
I'm going to go with someone who's kind of bouncing
Zeke.
back from an injury. Ezekiel. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm going Jordan Lewis. Is a guy who
Wow.
was injured, obviously had a very traumatic injury. Michael Gelkin wrote a great feature on him after it happened. His foot was overturned like a banana, is
Yeah.
the description.
A lot of people don't make it back from
That was
the Jordan
serious.
Lewis injury.
Yeah, and so he was able to even come back and play last year after 2 weeks off. And it took a little while. He was starting off slow, but by the end of the season, he was probably one of their best cover corners. He was operating in the slot. He was making plays. He was having turnovers. I think Jordan Lewis is due for a big year. He's on a contract year. It's signed a 1-year deal this offseason. One thing about Jordan Lewis, I think they're going to need him also to make plays. He's never had more than 3 interceptions in a season. Bold prediction, I think that he might get 3 or 4 this year. That's kind of the prediction I'm going for, and they're going to need him to.
It's not bold unless you say 4. We got to set a new career record.
4.
Okay, there we
bold.
did it. There we did it.
Clarence, you have something that you'd like to say?
No, leave him out because
Oh,
I'm going to pick
okay.
him if you don't.
Okay,
I
no,
am
I'm not.
picking
I'm
that
not
player.
picking that player.
Okay, because I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My go.
It's a good pick.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a good pick.
So here's my thing. You know where my heart lies.
North
Where
Carolina?
It does lie there as well.
Okay.
But it's at the receiver position.
Okay.
And for me, it's a guy. It's time. It's time.
right.
It is time.
Talk about it.
We talked about this player. We continued to see the progress. We hear all the off-season stuff, where he's spending his time with, who he's spending his time with, and all these things. We talked about the attributes and all that. It's time.
We need a Clarence Cam, by the way.
It's
ISO
time.
cam.
Jalen Tolbert,
Let's go.
rise up. It is time for you to step out of the shadows
Yes.
of potential and be on the forefront of superstardom. I feel and I predict and I believe that this year, by the time we get to week 7 or 8, he should be our clear-cut number 2 wide receiver.
Wow.
Like, I mean that production. Like we should be able to see, whoa, yeah, I know, I'm bold. I know. I think by the time we
my
get
God, Clarence.
by the time that we get to halfway through the season, I want to feel good about, you know what, Brandon Cooks, at the end of this year, you can go. We appreciate your veteran leadership. We appreciate all you've done for these young players. But we've seen all of the hype about Jalen Tolbert. We've seen the ability, the size, the strength, the speed, the catching ability, the range. We've seen all of that. Like, now we got to start putting this thing together. We need one of those, we need that emergence when, like, remember Michael Gallup took that jump? And it was like, oh, we need that 700-800 yard type of season, that 6-7, touchdown type of season. Because yes, CeeDee's going to get his 200 receptions, right? His targets. He's going to get 200 targets. CeeDee getting 200 targets.
Give or take, yeah.
And he's taking a lot of the coverage. The safety's going that way.
I was about to say.
The linebacker's going to be looking that way.
Right.
The defensive corner going to be looking that way. JT, it is time for you to step up and be the person that you're supposed to be in this offense.
You got Ferg too.
And Ferg.
People are going to be making decisions about it as well. So to your point, I think he will have the opportunity to have a lot of reps. And then this time that Dak has spent with him, it's going to translate. Don't get me wrong. Like, CeeDee Lamb's going to be the guy.
The psychos
But
who
this
hang
is-
out in the backyard, it works.
Yeah, but Jalen Tolbert and what he did through camp and that connection, it just seemed, I mean, the timing that you could tell the chemistry is there, because the timing with some of these balls that Dak was throwing to him in the back of the end zone and things like that. Yeah, I agree with you, Jesse. It's about that time. Ain't it? Nobody got 3 corners that can cover like that, really, in real life either.
I was going to say, because I didn't even think of Jake Ferguson, because I guess I just think of him as being so established. But if he doesn't count as a star yet, then I think the easy answer is Jake Ferguson.
Oh, no, I think we put
Ferg's
him
about
in
to
that.
have 800-900 yards, 8 touchdowns. Like, Ferg's going to be.
Filthy.
The fact that
Ferg's
he's
gonna be
not
stud.
a top 10 fantasy tight end going into the season is a joke. in my
Clarence, I wasn't bailing on your guy. No, my official pick.
Pro Bowl last year.
Okay, so he's a star.
He was in the Pro Bowl last year.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
why I
he's
said
fine.
we put him
How
in the
is he
conversation. Oh, I think
Well, it
I
just
put
depends what
Ferg in
you
the-
define a star as, dude. Everybody goes to the Pro Bowl. Clarence just wanted me to say DeMarvion Overshown is my pick.
This is okay.
And it is. Even for a guy that got hurt last year,
Put those down.
everything that we saw from him before he got hurt in the preseason was, and then everything we've seen in camp and when he played in the preseason has been,
Yeah.
And every time you ask Mike Zimmer or Mike McCarthy, like, tell us about your linebackers, they're like, man, I tell you what, Overshown jumps off the tape every day.
Yeah.
Like, he's just
Speed.
it's speed,
Yeah.
it's power, and honestly, it's early to say this. It looks like he can cover.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes, for the most part, that's what makes star linebackers. Like, it ain't Ray Lewis time anymore, where it's how hard do you hit running backs and yada yada. It's, I need you to do that part of the game, and I want you to be disruptive in the backfield, but you got to be able to do all that and cover.
Yeah.
And I think he is the guy out of that linebacker group that early on looks like he has all of it.
Yeah, former
And-
safety. That
and
makes sense.
Coming off of ACL, just like so many Cowboys, and it hadn't always been a good track record, but he looks good.
Wears a lot of armbands.
He does.
Yeah.
There's a
That's
lot
his thing.
on.
Got
I
my
know, it's a
extra
lot of-
bands on.
So that's my only knock against him. I honestly, I like this kid. I love the athleticism. I love
With
the
all due respect.
versatility.
Everyone
I love
has
the
their-
range.
With all due respect.
With all due respect.
Everyone has their
I know.
individualism and their thing. Let them have
and
it.
I can have mine and not like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's the one thing, and it's petty.
It
It's a
is.
petty-
That's my thing.
It's petty
It's
Jess.
a little petty.
It's petty Jess,
He's
and that's
a hater.
okay.
He's a little bit of a hater.
That's fine.
Shady Rays.
Yo,
That's fine.
but were you worried? I until they said he was practicing yesterday, I was starting to get a little tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
I
as
was starting
people
to get a
disappear
little-
for 3 to 5 days or a week of
Yeah, I was
practice, you
starting to get a
go,
little stressed. Now I know, like a hip pointer. Have you ever had one, Jesse?
I haven't.
I faked one.
I've had one. Yeah.
You faked one.
I faked one.
That,
You're
that's
going to
not,
jail.
That's a good fake though.
What about
faked
you?
Yeah, I've had one.
You've had one. It's
yeah,
painful.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. So
it feels like it sounds.
no, but I remember being at the start through even through draft season and being there, and you look out there, you see DeMarvion Overshown out there working, y'all. He was working, and every time I even got a chance to get an update on him, it was like he's ahead.
Unlike some teammates after their ACL surgery.
Stop it. But some guys, you meet them, and Jesse, I know you know this. Some guys, you meet them, and they just have a special feel to them.
Yeah.
They have an aura to them, and you know that they're destined to be something. That's the vibe that I got from DeMarvion.
Very
Overshown the
demure.
first two.
Very mindful.
Okay.
demure.
Okay. One thing I want to bring
Not
up with
even brought the demure here.
Like that. You like
Demure
that?
is
You like
here.
that, chill? All right. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. But Jeff, you brought up a great point though about coming off torn ACL. That was the first thing I was watching in the first practice. I was like, is there that speed was there last year? Is it going to
Yeah.
show up again? Is there going to be
Yeah.
a little bit of inhibition? First play, knifes into the backfield. He had a missed tackle on it, but he was back there faster than you could even think. I mean, it was very impressive. Overshown's. Also, Damone Clark was out yesterday at practice. I mean, there might be an opportunity for Overshown to play pretty quickly.
That's something to keep an eye on too. Sounds like he had a knee sprain.
We don't like that.
And it sucks too because Damone Clark is somebody that you've been looking at through.
He had a great
He
camp.
could take a jump. He could take a
This
jump.
is
He had
the
an awesome
best
camp.
He could be one of those guys you talk about that maybe people don't consider a star. He looks very comfortable in this system.
Yep.
He's able to just kind of play free right now.
Back at the wheel.
Yeah, back at the wheel where he belongs. I hope that he's able to get back too because this linebacker core I think can cover up a lot of some of the stuff maybe you're worried about on the interior or whatever the
iffy D
case may
tackle
be.
play.
Yeah, I'm
be a
saying,
little
like,
iffy in there.
but your linebackers were your weakness last year, and you're
Yep.
talking about being good at the second and third level where you got killed, especially in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm looking for.
I want to throw out 2 bonus names just for fun. And one is, one's kind of for this year, and one I think is actually a year away prediction because why not? It's been literally 2 weeks of watching him since he got healthy. Ryan Flournoy looks like he's got something.
God.
Yeah.
I think
Ryan Flournoy looks like he's got something.
You know who kind of looked like they might have had something too, though, this preseason was Julius Wood. Just a little news here. Waiver claims just happened. He just got claimed by the Tennessee Titans. So I know that's going to be an
I'm
irk to
I'm
Cowboys fans.
honestly pissed.
Cowboys didn't make any claims, by the way. but Julius Wood was claimed by the Tennessee
I'm
Titans.
honestly upset. He was one of the guys that I noticed in the draft, like late in the process. I think it's important to watch the HBCU players, watch these D2, D3 players. Like, you just never know what you're going to
Abilene
get.
Christian's a
and
great
I
school.
immediately was like, yo, who's this guy? And so this really sucks, but I ain't even going to hold you. I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset.
Brevin Spanford is not going to be a star. He's not going to have a breakout, Clarence.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, you were
Okay,
going
year away.
bonus.
I went a year
Oh,
away.
okay, You were going bonus? You said bonus?
Yeah. And my other bonus guy is Kalen Carson, because I think he's ready to play in the NFL even as a 5th-round rookie, and he's going to have all the opportunity in the world because Deron Bland ain't going to be around for a month and a half.
I'm going to raise you 1 year and bring it back to this year. I think Kalen's going to have an impact, a serious impact this year.
No, I agree. Yeah,
Like, you talked about aura and being around, like, Overshawn.
He ain't scared.
When you're around, like, if I can just frame the look that Al Harris gave me when talking about him, like, he was like, I got one. Like, he truly believed that this kid is going to be special. And he's going to get the opportunity. Unfortunately, you have the injury to Deron. He's going to get a chance to get in there and get his feet wet day one, week one. And, it's going to be sink or swim for a young kid. I like him. He's been my pet cat for a long time. I like him.
Yeah, what's the one thing Kalen Carson didn't do in college was intercept the ball. Had a lot of pass breakups. He just didn't actually catch them. What does Al Harris do with these guys? He gets them to get intercepted.
Teach him to catch.
He teaches them to catch.
I mean, back to Florida really quick. He just looks like a NFL receiver. Does that make sense?
It's the body. It's the off the
100%.
bus.
And it's also too. It's the way he snatches the ball out the air, and just I don't know. And then also too. I always thought, like, when you're losing a guy like Michael Gallup, I was looking at the fact that he can adjust to the ball, the sideline awareness. Like, yeah, dude, and he's not afraid to block on the outside either. So.
Cowboys make
Got you a little
some.
something.
I think they make some mistakes when it comes to contracts and team building. But boy, there's some years where they pull off
This draft is
drafts and
crazy.
undrafted guys they
This draft go
find, and that's
crazy.
how they just stay winning 12 games.
15 undrafted free
we
agents
didn't
on the
say
roster.
Guyton, which is insane because he's going to be an impact
Yeah, first
player.
rounder's too easy of a pick.
It is too easy.
It's too
It is.
easy
It does
of a
make it
pick.
easy, but
We got to dig a little bit.
you seem like we're going to need him.
Clarence has played the hits guy. We like to dig a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, Clarence.
We like to dig a little bit.
We
And
got
Clarence
the
will be
hits guy off
back.
the set right now. He's in the back. He's in the back looking at some things.
Clarence will be back for our next segment, and I'm
He's
sure
been
he'll have
breakdancing
8
back
things
there.
to
Got them
add.
wings, Jesse.
You got 8 things to add from this one.
Let me for breakfast. Let me tell you, Clarence is jacked up right now. For breakfast,
He had a Red Bull.
my boy had a Red Bull and 2 bags
He's got
of
wings
candy.
in the background. You can't see. He got
Skittles?
wings.
He had Skittles, 2 bags of gummy
I
bears,
had
fruit
some
snacks.
I had
2
some fruit
bags of
snacks.
Fruity snack,
I
gummy
had some
snacks,
fruit snacks. I'm not gonna lie.
and
He
a
shared
Red
with
Bull. Like, he damn near close to a heart attack, y'all. Like, he's back there. He is back there zoning. He is on one this morning with
Don't
a
say
sugar
that.
breakfast. And now he's drinking some water. There you go. Wash it down.
me. Oh my God.
Wash the sugar down. There you go.
Coming up next is the debut of Whiteboard Wednesday.
Woo!
We want you to play along. It's an all skate. You're here, you're watching the show, you're in the chat. What I want to know, $38 million. That's CeeDee's signing bonus. You get that check first thing that you purchase. I might accidentally list 17 things. Don't worry about that, but that's next. I do want to take a second to encourage you guys to do all the things that would help us grow. We want to grow this show. We want to grow the brand. And you guys are a huge part of it, and the diehards are a huge part of it. So watching the show is great. Hitting the like button, the subscribe button on YouTube is great. Wherever you get your podcast, listening is great. We also want to encourage you to sign up to be a diehard. It helps us get closer to and be a part of the community with you guys. Some of the things that you get when you become a diehard at alldlls.com is you get a free shirt, which you
on.
can see on the screen. Look at the merch.
Come on. Merch me.
Look at the merch.
Merch me.
Oh my gosh.
I like the one on our left. I like the
one in the
skyline.
middle.
You like
I
the
like
middle
the one
one?
in the middle too.
Although I do like,
I like the all black.
you like the it's a good. Well, yeah.
You're going to jail.
Well, yeah. What do you mean? Why?
I am not about to deal with y'all, man.
Jesse,
I just feel like you tend to lean that way
Jesse,
a lot.
Soul brother number 1. My soul brother.
all black. No, you know what? It's something. It's a mindset thing. I've been a newspaper guy, beat writer for so long. I don't wear team gear. Like,
Right.
I don't. I've never worn a Cowboy star.
Right. But if you get something that's cool and it's just the letters, it's not a team logo.
But the black is not.
It looks. Yeah, you're not cheering. Yeah, okay.
The
you're
black
not
does
cheering.
not have any Cowboys or Ray. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's just it's my mindset. I got to get out of that. I suppose that in this new role.
No, you don't.
You know, but
You
I
can
just
be
have.
you.
You know, I just. to wear the star just feels foreign to me
Yeah, you don't have to do
as a beat writer.
Yeah, you don't have
Now, I
to
grew up a Cowboys fan. I'm not, full disclosure. I grew up in small town Texas. Wanted to be Tony Dorsett. Hope to replace Tony Dorsett in the backfield.
I know. I heard you lie about your 40 time, yeah.
I never lied about my 40.
You said you were in a 4.6.
I can run. 4.6. Well, you better don't insult me.
I heard you say it.
No,
you said you were a little too short and you ran a 4.6.
No,
and I was like, he probably ran a 4.8.
No, it was more like 4.5, 4.4. Don't trip. Don't do that. But my dream, like I always tell people, sometimes your dreams don't happen like they you want them to be, but they happen like they're supposed to be. So I did not play for the Cowboys, but my
those dreams was fourth and gone.
But they were fourth and
all
gone.
Due respect.
But
with all due respect,
my career has been writing about the Cowboys at AT&T, Texas State, AT&T Stadium for the last 27 years.
Yeah, you want me to tell you a secret, Clarence?
There you go.
You want me to tell you a secret?
There are jobs off the field you can have.
You want me to tell you a secret?
And stay in sports.
You do it very well.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Sign up to be a diehard. You get 20% off merch. You get 20% off events. You get access to the Discord server where we hang out. You can talk to us. You can talk to the folks on the Ranger Show, Mavs Show, Star Show, all the different things. Do that, okay? Sweet. Final segment of the day. Gotta get my whiteboard. CeeDee Lamb got all the monies. So what's that?
Why's it gotta be a whiteboard?
That's why I said when you said I like the all black one, I was like, yeah, I know. Like you will if you give Clarence the word white or black. Like, what about the black one?
Clarence.
what about the blackboard?
That's gotta be a black whiteboard.
We got a black marker.
Here they go.
So picture it as the black is
Black
walking
marker right
all
on the
over the
whiteboard.
white.
Yes.
Y'all get a grip.
$38 million. That's the check that CeeDee Lamb received, and he's going to, what do you say, retire his parents, right? Buy them the house, and they're going to retire, and blah, blah. You could have done that already. You had a first round
No,
contract.
he couldn't.
He had a
no,
first
he
round
couldn't. I hate when
contract.
people do that.
He was
like
4
this.
years in.
No, he couldn't. Retiring means they don't have to work for the rest of their living life. This is the contract.
If he
you
had
retire,
just lived in
folks.
a one-bedroom apartment
Oh, my
and eaten
God.
ramen, they could have been retired.
Yeah, okay.
Why would he do that?
Why would he?
To help them
But you
retire.
also you got to pay your agents.
Oh.
You got to pay your agents. You got to pay your trainers. You got to do. There's a lot of money going out that you don't understand.
Fair.
And one thing that people don't understand: most players do not know how to handle the first contract. Shaq talked about
Yeah.
it. You don't really
Yeah.
grow up and get ready until you get that second deal. Most players mess up with their first because I don't care.
Most people would at the age
Right,
of
that's my point. If people think
23.
it's about an athlete thing. I don't care what you do. You go to college for 4 years, you have not been taught how to manage $20 million.
Right.
Until now, NIL deal's gonna hook them all up. They're gonna
have
blow
an IRS problem.
Yeah, they are.
okay?
I know they got IRS problem.
But I'm just saying, you're not taught
Jesus.
how to handle that.
Yeah,
and
that's-
so you do need to get to your second and third contract to really establish yourself and your family.
My board is going to show you just what humans would do with that kind of money.
Yeah.
Because we're going to mess it up. Because my answers is going to be.
I would, if I lived in an NIL world and I was way better at college sports,
Well, the Miller Lights that you would have been.
I would have just spent every dime that I got. And then when the tax came due, you'd be like, what? I owe hundreds of thousands. I don't have it. Now what?
Grown people are still doing that, though.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, people always act
Shout out
like
to
it's
Wesley
athlete
Snipes.
thing. I mean, exactly.
And Rick
Don't
Ross.
talk
This
about
man got
Blade.
me. Oh, my God.
That's not what you're buying. That's
First
not,
thing I would
that's
buy
not
is,
what you're
is meat.
You gotta.
not
Meathead.
you're buying. That's
Meatheads.
not what you're buying.
No, I would buy meat.
And let me be
Look,
the first one to say
it's a-
that I had to go into my phone to make sure I spelled things right because I'm not the best speller.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Look.
pre-did mine.
There is a different level of meat out there. If you just go
That
to the grocery
Wagyu,
store.
that Wagyu,
See?
that Wagyu beef.
Right now, I go lazy to the grocery store to buy my steaks.
Okay.
But if I had all the money, I guess technically it would be meat and someone to go get it. Because I'd be like, hey, y'all gonna go to.
You want a woman to go get it, right?
I'm into the wine, not the label.
Okay.
I mean, either way, whatever works.
Okay.
Um,
Clarence
Y'all-
want him in the kitchen. That's
I'm
what
a-
Clarence wants him. He wants him in the
No,
kitchen.
but he said he did. Somebody go get it.
Oh.
and then I want them to go to.
And cook it up
then you
for
can
you.
go to Costco or Whole Foods and get the real thick,
Can you
good
cook, Clarence?
Ow.
instead of just the okay meat.
You got to go to a butcher. You got that much money. You got to go right to the farm. You got to go farm the
Yeah.
table.
That still fits into
Meat.
Meat.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm buying meat.
That's the first thing that came to your mind.
Yeah.
Are we getting more than one opportunity to do this? We're doing several.
Yeah. I have 17.
Yeah, I wrote 3 down on mine.
Okay, because I was gonna write.
But
this
y'all,
is gonna
we
be
can all
too
come
small.
back to it. I wrote 3. I see what this guy wrote.
You can't buy that, Clarence. You're a. Hold the sign up.
Hold the sign
Show
up.
them.
You were
Show
holding
them
the
what
sign
you
up.
wrote.
I can't.
38 million.
I can't.
He's out of pocket.
That's not for sale.
That's me. You want me too.
She's not for sale.
I don't know what pronoun she uses.
Listen,
We do.
It's not for sale.
In this game, you have to have a certain amount of money.
Correct.
To date a certain amount of girls.
Okay,
Correct.
so you think that money would help you date Holly? You're not buying Holly Berry.
I'm not buying Halle Berry, but it will
He's
put
buying
me
his
in,
way to her.
Exactly.
He's buying himself into the room. I feel you.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you. I feel you.
I can take her to nice dinners and I can't afford to keep her in the lifestyle she's in.
Because you got to admit, money does make you look a little bit better. Like,
Have you seen some of the stars before they got money?
boy, you see some of them that got some of these ladies now, like, no offense to my brother, Jordan Majors, you're not the most handsome dude in the world, but you walk around with Megan Good.
What is
I mean,
wrong
Hey,
with
didn't he
y'all?
let's get all of Marvel canceled?
Look at Tom Brady
There's
from when his
so much
rookie years to now.
judgment.
The hair, the gel. I mean,
He looked ugly.
I
and
mean,
stupid.
I'm just saying.
He looked dumb.
Y'all.
He did.
What?
He looked
Seal
dumb.
had, remember Seal? Who was Seal? Who was
I
Seal
look dumb.
gallivanting
Man,
around?
I'm just telling you.
Who was Seal gallivanting
Look at all
around?
these
Heidi
NBA
Klum.
players.
Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum.
Seal had Heidi. Jay-Z got Beyonce.
It's
Exactly,
what's
'cause of the
inside.
money.
That
What's
happened.
inside
Inside
matters
of the
too.
wallet.
No, you can have, but
All
even
these
if-
women have their own careers.
but
What y'all
even if-
talking about?
But even if you have it inside, you can't get to the door.
Without the money.
And then they find out you're a great person and you have a great sense of humor. You know, I can make you laugh.
Yeah.
And let me put this
I can
out
make
there.
Halle laugh, okay?
I don't know.
We're
I can
having
keep her
fun.
entertained. I just need to get to the door.
I think we would all do great things. We would donate to charity. We would give.
Obviously,
homes to
that would be the first thing.
Yes, I do charity now.
I know. I just want to put that out there so people are like, we would tithe. We would give to charity. We
Definitely
would
gonna tithe.
We would
I would not
make
tithe.
sure that
I'm tired of him.
I just
would-
need to represent that portion of the fan base, okay?
we make sure homeless dogs had shelters and all that kind of good
I
stuff.
make-
We're gonna do that.
Like, just so we know, like, we're gonna do that good stuff first.
I
But
make sure homeless people couldn't have dogs because
And
that's
listen,
reckless.
As a parent, I'm going to take care of my kids.
You gotta
I'm
stop
going to buy
talking.
houses.
Yeah, we get that.
I'm going to make sure
I
that
just want people to
the
know
school
that
is paid for.
we're gonna do good
That's
things.
yeah, but this is a fantasy
Yeah.
type.
We're gonna
what
do
we're
good
talking
things.
about, right?
Okay, 2i, you're up.
It's
Okay,
a
okay,
fantasy.
Okay. Well, mine, I was gonna do a third one like Jesse, but I would get a family compound
Okay.
because I think that there's value in that, and that everyone's so spread out now.
You're too
so,
sweet.
So you want all your family to live together?
Too
Like each other like that?
I'm going to tell you, I was talking to my family. We grown folks can't live together.
no, we wouldn't be like up
never thought
under
of
You buy
each-
your own houses. You have your own
Yeah.
houses on all the land together.
Yeah, but there's value in community.
Okay.
Now, to me, so
Clarence, you never thought about
oh
like
my
your
God.
two best
Y'all wasn't
friends
trying
and
to
then
be
everybody gets married
sentimental.
and you just build this gigantic
Yeah.
estate?
Yeah, my best friend would definitely live.
Some of
right
my best
next
friends I don't want to
smack
see
dab
every day, though.
That's
like,
true.
let's hang out, but I mean, they get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Dang, y'all, all right.
I like
All
my-
the dogs?
Yeah, I would also buy a whole bunch of dogs, and not like the cheap ones. No offense,
Because we can get them
all
for
the
free.
cheap dogs.
No, not.
Why you hating
I
on
would.
the cheap dogs.
I would get like.
Cheap
I would
dogs
get
need love too.
Like what breed? Like the
cheap
ball-
dogs
the-
need love
the-
too.
shepherds, Malinois. I definitely want to start a kennel.
But it's those mutts that need the love.
Yeah, the mutts
Everybody
need
likes
the-
the expensive dogs.
Yeah.
It's the mutts that need the love.
Depending
I have
on
the
what's
mutts.
so-
I have
know.
all of them.
It's the mutts that's on the. They need the love. They're expensive
Nah,
dogs.
I'm-
You want to
I'm-
buy
They
the
might-
expensive
2i,
dog.
I'm with you. I'm all about the pure breeds.
I'm about blood. I'm about bloodline.
I'm with you.
With that,
I'm sorry.
See,
But-
y'all are
but you
bougie.
can-
Y'all bougie with the
I
dog.
am bougie. Yes, I am. My dog is a purebred.
Must
It has to
must
come-
need love too.
Well,
I would
then that's when
definitely
you go buy with your
support-
I don't
breed.
got no dog.
Look, see?
there are plenty of organizations that have shelter animals that they get to train to be service dogs for veterans and things like that. So Bonnie Jo Hill is on our podcast, and she does that. So
Your answer is way too selfish
Right.
and loving.
We,
no, I
need
was
to
gonna
get
put
way more
something for
reckless.
myself. I was gonna put
well,
something
then
for
put it
myself.
down there.
Yeah, y'all go. And
Some
I'll start
snacks.
coming.
I want to shout out to the chat that says this show is going to get canceled in the first week.
all good.
All the ugly celebrities will be watching this show pissed off.
Shout out to Neo.
Ugly celebrities be mad. Because them NBA players, there's be some ugly NBA players having some baddies, and it's because they.
Y'all,
play-
it's not all about how you look.
Yeah.
Jesse, go ahead.
You gonna date Terrell Suggs? Never mind. He got a baddie.
You're not swiping right on ugly.
You're not swiping right on Terrell Suggs. I don't care what you say.
Well, you would if it said
Respectfully, we've all
Terrell
taken our
Suggs.
L's. I don't know why y'all acting. brand
Anyway,
new.
it's
All right, here go
okay.
mine. All right, so
It's Whiteboard Monday.
I did three. I did three on mine.
Okay.
Can we see them?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna tell y'all like this is Clarence said people don't know how to handle money. I'm definitely gonna blow mine. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna blow it. All right, here we go. I'm going with an interpreter Can you see it? There we go.
maybe
I'm
get
going
the
with an
two-shot.
interpreter. Did I spell that right, Joe? No, I didn't. I probably didn't. Did I
A
spell
small
that?
island is insane.
I'm going to get a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm getting an interpreter because not that I need my language interpreted. I am getting an interpreter because I don't want to talk to y'all. And so you're going to have to talk to my interpreter to actually talk to me. And then I'll respond in an according fashion.
Okay, so that's not interpreting.
Yeah, it's
They're just
interpreting.
telling you what somebody said.
It's an interpreter.
It's a messenger.
I'm going to get a chauffeur. I hate driving. I hate driving.
You know what? That's
driving.
actually.
I'm going to, and then last but not least, I'm going to buy a small island because I'm leaving y'all.
You know,
I'm
people are doing that
Like,
now.
I'm
That's
out.
the thing, though.
Well, I'm out. I'm
don't-
gone. I'm going to get me a. I ain't even phoning in. I got
don't-
38 million. Bye.
That's
DLLS.
that's the thing, though.
Peace.
That's the thing, though. People are buying small islands.
That's what I'm going to do.
I would become a diehard. That's what I would do.
Hey.
You can already afford to do that.
My
Clarence.
last one,
The Chill Cigar
this was
Lounge.
my dream when I started working in journalism was to
Raise Boom Boom Room.
have a sports bar and write column, be a columnist and local columnist for news, because that was back in the day. The goal was to be a local columnist. Be Randy Galloway, okay?
Yeah.
Legend around here. That's my guy. But I wanted to be a columnist, local newspaper, and do columns for my sports bar. And now it's been cigar lounge. It'd be chill cigar lounge, just chill. That's what you do. Come smoke a cigar, have some dark liquor, and
Hella
let's talk
Taco
sports.
Hella Taco Bell.
What? Where did he even come from?
Hella Taco Bell, yeah.
What is that?
You gonna buy
A lot of Taco Bell. A lot of Taco Bell.
lot of Taco
Hey, we
Bell.
got to go. That was
gotta
Whiteboard
go.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Next time we'll do way
You
better.
want Taco Bell?
We will do way better. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's gone through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
Shut up, Clarence.
We all silly like the mayor.